Good to see you, television family. Happy Valentine's Day. It's Ash Wednesday, and it's Wednesday. The unmistakable theme to Winning Wednesday, as performed by Grammy Award winner Taylor Swift. Available to download on Spotify, I believe. Winner at ncwlife.com, up for grabs. We're back at it. We got one more $50 gift card from the Crepe House down on the south end of town in the Victorian Village. The buzz about this restaurant is off the charts. Ironically enough, it's Winning Wednesday. We have a $50 gift card from our friends at the Crepe House. And Wednesday is the only day of the week that they're closed. They're open 6 days a week. They're not open Wednesdays. It doesn't matter. You don't need them today. You don't have to cash it in today if you win. For one thing, I won't give them away till later on. $50 gift card from our friends at the Crepe House. They have a drive-through window, and you can order online or you can call them up. Order your crepes. Pick up your time, you're going to go get it, and then zip right through the drive-through window at their restaurant in the Victorian Village and zip right out with your tasty crepes. All kinds of different items on their menu, and you can even make your own. Well, not make your own, they'll make it. You can build your own. You can say exactly what you want on those delectable super skinny pancakes. And 50 bucks. 50 bucks will buy you a lot of crepes. I'm no expert, but actually I am an expert. It will buy a lot of crepes. $50 gift card to our friends at the Crepe House in the Victorian Village on the south end of town. Winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com. It's email. That's how you enter. You send me an email, winner at ncwlife.com. You know the rules by now. Employees of local telecommunications, solely on broadcasting, and their immediate families are not eligible. Sorry, Stetson, you can't win. And if you don't enter, you can't win. Maybe the most important rule of all, if you decide not to enter to win the $50 gift card, you are automatically disqualified. One entry per email address. One entry per email address. If you have more than one email address, and a lot of people will do this, you can enter more than once per email address. You can't enter all the time on the same email address. We keep track of these things. I'll give you a couple more reminders before this day is over. Overcast and 36 degrees. The cool down begins today. We got some cold, dry Arctic air heading our way. Light snow possible tonight into Thursday morning. Things are going to start temperature-wise, and it's going to go back up. By the time we get to the weekend, there's a lot of news to get to. Busy day in the bullpen yesterday. Sports, it was tater time in New York. The Kraken snapped their 3-game losing streak. They had to go all the way to a shootout, but they pulled out the victory over the Islanders. We'll have highlights of that. Highlights of last night's dominating victory by the Eastmont Wildcat boys basketball team. They have eliminated the Moses Lake Mavericks. They move on. They'll have a home game tomorrow night at the Eastmont Gym. They'll take on Sunnyside. Highlights of last night's game that we broadcast. And speaking of sports, it's Wednesday. We're talking wild hockey with Austin Drade. The Wild are on the road tonight. They're going to be in Seattle. Well, not in Seattle proper. They're taking on the Thunderbirds, the Seattle Thunderbirds, but Seattle actually plays their games in Kent. Don't ask. And then they're home on Friday night for Hockey Fights Cancer, one of the biggest games of the year with the Silvertips from Everett in town. Austin Drade and Wild Hockey in the back half of the program. And here we go. We begin our tour with a good-looking sunrise this morning. Check out this little interesting fact. Yesterday, we had exactly 10 hours and 11 minutes of daylight. Today, we get 10 hours and 14 minutes of daylight. Today is going to be 3 minutes longer than yesterday. When the sun comes up, it's almost here, 7:08 officially this morning. Sunset tonight, 5:22. And look at the salmon pink skies over the top of the Wenatchee Valley. It is 36. It's pretty mild, but it ain't going to get much warmer than that today, as the cold air is almost here. It's knocking on our doorstep. To the Omi Garden camera we go. We'll just flip it around, go the other direction, and take a look at the mighty Columbia and the Stemilt Complex, the Otobashian Bridge, and all the way up the East Wenatchee Bench, and of course still quite a bit of snow up there. Good morning. Good morning to Mission Ridge too, by the way. It's good to have you folks on board. You briefly saw Leavenworth, and now you're going to see Leavenworth again. It looks something like that from our Tumwater Canyon camera. Good morning to Leavenworth. Still, of course, quite a bit of snow on the ground. They have less daylight. It's always colder there. They get more snow, so even though we have very little snow on the ground, at least on the valley floor here in Wenatchee, upper elevation still has snow. Leavenworth still has a pretty good dose of the white stuff. And let's check in with Cashmere and the Hay Canyon camera. Good morning to Cashmere. A pleasure to see you folks. They used to call themselves the early American village of Kashmir. They don't do that anymore. Why? I don't know. If you do, get a hold of me. I mentioned we're going to have a pretty good dose of pretty cool Canadian air heading our way. It's dry for the most part, but it's going to be cold enough and just moist enough to maybe give us an inch and a half of snow. Most of the snow is going to be relegated to the southwest of us and down in the Idaho Panhandle, but we could get about an inch of snow tonight into tomorrow morning for most of us. Some snow in the mountains, as you can see there, 2 to 3 inches on Stevens, a little bit more on Snoqualmie Pass. So get ready for possibly some light snow for your Thursday morning commute, and a little breezy at times as this cold air comes through. Things are going to be a little blustery, especially to the north of us, and also out in the Columbia Basin. So the Okanagan Valley, the Columbia Basin, you're going to have a little bit of wind also as the system begins to roll in. What the system is really going to do is turn on the air conditioning. We're going to cool way down. After yesterday's high of 45, we'll be a lot cooler than that from the National Weather Service. 37, our forecast high today. Clouds all day. Sun's going to be taking some time off, as a matter of fact. Chance of snow tonight about 40%, give or take a few. We'll get down to 30 for the overnight low, a half an inch, maybe an inch total by Thursday mid-morning. As you can see, we're not going to get real warm either. Our overnight low, our high on Thursday is only going to be 34 degrees. That's closer to our normal overnight low for this time of the year. And then we gradually warm up. Sun will be back on Friday as the system exits, but the cold air is still going to be hanging around. High of about 37. Then we finally pop back up to close to normal under partly cloudy skies on Saturday. Warmer still on Sunday with a chance of rain. And Monday for President's Day, cloudy, slight chance of rain and a high of 43. So we're going to be well below normal for the next 3 days, and then we're going to start climbing the temperature ladder back up again as we head into the weekend. All right, that's the forecast. Next on the agenda, the news, and we'll do it next. You're watching a Winning Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Come on, I'm a certified technician. I was trained to take good care of you.
9. I've only been to the dealer.
I've been coming here for years. These guys are great.
Look around. The BMW, the Jag, the Volvo, they're all waiting for regular service. Well, the BMW has a little computer issue, but that's nothing we can't handle. Come on in.
From regular maintenance to computer troubleshooting, trust the Global Car Care technicians with your import, diesel-powered, or domestic vehicle. Global Car Care. They speak your car's language.
Dankeschön.
The cold air is coming. It's 36 degrees. That's about as warm as we're going to get today, with some cold air coming down from Canada. A little bit of light snow possible overnight tonight into Thursday. A gradual warming trend tomorrow, as we're going to bottom out with our afternoon high temperatures. Then we get warmer heading into the weekend. It's 10 minutes after the hour. It is close. Eastmont's school construction bond is falling just below the 60% supermajority it needs to pass. These are the results from election night last night. 58.83% of voters have approved the measure. They got to get to 60%. 3,342 yes, 2,339 no. Of course, back in 2022, a similar but more costly bond, that was a $185 million bond. That failed because it didn't get the 60% supermajority. This year's bond, $117 million. It was shaped from community input gathered by the Eastmont School District after the initial bond failed in 2022. By the way, the next ballot dump from Thad's office up in Waterville from the Douglas County Auditor will be at 4:30 this afternoon. Chelan County Commissioners on Tuesday voted to approve changes to the urban growth area in the Leavenworth area. This was 1 year after they said no. Now they said yes. What happened? Well, the city of Leavenworth moved to allow denser zoning for future home developments in its UGA, but the county voted down those changes 1 year ago, citing infrastructure concerns and the potential loss of rural space. Well, the city appealed to the Washington Growth Management Board, and it ruled that Chelan County violated the agreement that was made back in 1997 to defer to local cities' urban growth planning. After their vote yesterday, county commissioners said state just forced their hand.
This is begrudgingly.
I couldn't agree more.
Okay.
I will tell you that it's unfortunate that this whole thing came down to a document that was created in 1997.
Mm-hmm.
Irrelevant.
That regardless of whether the infrastructure is in place or not, this is something that we are being forced to do by the Growth Management Board and under the Growth Management Act. So I think we're all probably holding our nose on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I will call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
The Wenatchee School Board heard a budget update and written analysis of the potential closure of Columbia Elementary School. This happened at Monday night's budget workshop. The written analysis included information on the plan for student reassignment, boundary changes, and staff analysis. The workshop offered opportunities for the board to ask questions of the district staff. And both board members Maria Iniguez and board president Julie Norton, they asked for more detailed explanations of why other options weren't considered.
You said you've exhausted these sort of options, but there's not been anything presented really in a form of option A is we do these things and save this. Option B is, and maybe I'm thinking too linearly about that, but that's, I think, we saw that when we considered WIA last year, was we had a couple options and we could see the impacts. I realize this is a more significant situation we're facing, and we are considering multiple things at the same time, including the schedule changes at all levels. And now this consolidation, what would the impact of an option A? We pursue schedules. Option B, we pursue schedules and closure. Is that a feasible thing to even put out there?
It would be good for our community to see that we're looking at all the options, even some of those that come with lots of different consequences, because every option comes with consequences.
Now, state law requires a written analysis before any school board can consider closing a school. That is the law. It also includes a 90-day period where public hearings will be held. Well, that 90-day period began at last night's board meeting. Our cameras were there. We'll have more in tonight's evening news. There are two public hearings, by the way, scheduled, one on March 21st and the other on April 18th. We'll have more on that story on tonight's evening news. A bill that would have allowed greater annual increases in property tax rates didn't make it into the Washington State Senate. Right now, local governments can only raise taxes by 1% each year. Senate Bill 5770 would have increased that to a 3% change in property tax rates. Senate Democrats proposed the bill last week, saying a majority of constituents did not favor it, so they withdrew the bill. The current 1% cap was approved by Washington State voters back in 2001. A woman found carrying 160 tablets of fentanyl in an East Wenatchee traffic stop is likely going to be sentenced to drug rehabilitation. Tina McKay Brown of Kuntz, she was arrested by East Wenatchee police back on December 29th. They pulled her over after they detected a defective brake lamp, and police noticed fentanyl tablets scattered in the interior of the car. Brown is 45 years old, pled guilty last week in Douglas County Court to drug possession with intent to deliver. Prosecutors are recommending she be sentenced to residential drug treatment rather than prison. Her next trial date is on March 4th. A bill that could make it easier, a lot easier, to get broadband internet access in rural parts of this state passed the State House and did so overwhelmingly. 7th District Representative Joel Kuntz was the chief sponsor. House Bill 1835, which would designate counties with fewer than 50 people per square mile as, quote, frontier counties under state law. An estimated 23 counties meet that definition. That designation would change the way the state allocates assistance to underpopulated areas, including broadband subsidies. The bill passed last week big, 94-3. It's now on the other side of the Capitol Dome in the Washington State Senate. And when Chelan County's rural landowners want to learn more about living with fire or water or living in nature, and a lot of people like to do that, they often turn to the Cascadia Conservation District. Back in November, that agency was named Washington's Conservation District of the Year for its programs and projects, and we spoke to the director of the Cascadia Conservation District about it.
I'm Ryan Williams. I'm the executive director of Cascadia Conservation District. We're a special purpose district focused on natural resources. I like to think of us as a school district, but focused on streams and water and that kind of thing, and forests. And we work with private landowners on the kind of the natural resource issues that are important to them. They tend to have issues with maybe their streams in their backyard. There'll be producers who have maybe soil health or irrigation efficiency questions where they want to improve their water usage or their the health of their soils and that kind of thing. We also have a youth education program working with kids in schools to get them outside and learning about natural resources. Right now we have going on our Kids in the Snow program, getting kids out snowshoeing, getting them out learning about snow science, about the amount of water that's stored in snowpack and that kind of thing. Our Kids in the Forest is about forest health and fire. And then Kids in the Creek is about our rivers and streams, and then get them out in the creek wearing waders and that kind of thing. So it's really, really exciting to get kids in a bunch of different school districts in our area outside. Right now we have 13 staff, a couple outreach folks, 3 habitat. We have an archaeologist on staff, and then this summer we'll have an additional at least 3 more seasonals that'll just be out for field work. The district of the year, it's kind of voted on amongst, there's 45 districts in the state. The state agency that oversees us, the Conservation Commission, they work with all of us, so they kind of recognized us as being a standout one for this year. But yeah, it's been pretty great to get my staff recognized for all the work they do. We're going to be doing some planting projects here in April, once or sooner if the snow melts a little quicker. We'll be doing more of the BDAs, probably a similar amount, the Beaver Dam analogs, as we did last year, so a couple hundred planned there. We've got a bunch of forest health projects in the Leavenworth area through the grant we have through the USDA on basically getting funding to landowners to do thinning projects. And we're still working on developing some additional cost share for forest health as well.
Congratulations to that fine organization. Well done. And now you're in the loop on what the heck is going on around the Wenatchee Valley in north central Washington, and we have a little program that we're quite proud of at 5, 6, and 10. That's called the Evening News, so you can stay in the loop of what's going on. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on television. If that doesn't work in your schedule, our Evening News will be up and running right around 5 o'clock on the World Wide Web, which, by the way, I'm on record. This is going to be big, this whole internet thing. Keep an eye on it. It's catching on. It'll be on our Facebook page, our homepage, ncwlife.com, and on our YouTube page. And if you haven't downloaded our app yet, that's how you go about doing it. Pick up your phone and go get them. And don't forget, if there's something out there that you think is newsworthy, you get a hold of us. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Kraken finally won. It was tater time last night. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Are you hungry enough to eat the end out of a rhinoceros? I know how you feel. Come on out to Blueberry Hills. You'll have a great time. We've got excellent food, a feet on the furniture kind of experience, and we won't hustle you out of your table. If you want a real farm experience, make the trek to Manson to Blueberry Hills, where you sit, you pick, you eat, and you visit. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now, bring home select VX and L Series tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for 72 months. Contact your Kubota dealer for details.
"22 minutes after the hour in sports, Thomas Taylor scored the only goal in the shootout, and the Seattle Kraken knock off the Islanders last night. The final was 2-1. Matty Beniers scored in regulation. Philip Grubauer made 26 saves. The Kraken's 3-game losing streak is over.
Looking for a drop pass, nothing there. Meanwhile, Beniers is back on his feet and has a chance to skate in. Beniers scores! How about that for a turn of events? Matty Beniers gets crushed into the boards by Ryan Pulock. He's alone behind the play as a result, and he rips one past Sorokin to open the scoring.
And Ryan Pulock couldn't do anything because Eberle had a hold of him, but you can see at the bottom of your screen, all of a sudden, Beniers is able to shake loose and same very slow puck movement last in possession. And one of the things they've been working at is quick puck movement.
There they go! It's Palmieri on the power play, and the Islanders tie it on the setup from Matt Barzal.
In behind the net, and Barzal steals the puck from Larson, and then the quick pass out there, and Palmieri smart enough to get to the front of the net. Watch, he's going to move this puck. Barzal's going to have it, and look at Palmieri. He didn't hesitate, didn't wait, got right back to the front of the...
Second shooter for the Islanders, Horvat. 2 for 4 this season. Comes in with speed, throws the brakes on off the knob of the stick of Grubauer.
Again, tried to go up on the high on the far side. And we watch Horvat again, and CB had an angle, and very good shooter.
Just his second attempt of the season.
Shooting from there.
Tatar in, good move, open net, and he scores.
Tatar, a nifty player, slows himself down. There's the fake, and got Sorokin to bite on it. Got to score on this one, but not does when he goes backhand or high glove.
Islanders need a goal. Matt Barzal can't get it through Grubauer, and the Seattle Kraken sweep the season.
The Kraken complete, by the way, their 4-game East Coast road trip tomorrow night. They'll be in Boston to take on the Bruins. Well, pretty entertaining game if you're an Eastmont Wildcat fan. 10 different Wildcats scored, led by the 14 points of Andy Hobson. Eastmont dominates Moses Lake last night 71-40 in the play-in round of the District 6 boys playoffs.
No good this time. It was Tice Miller with it. Here's Ruffins now on a breakaway. One-handed jam. Good. Side, it's Ruffins. Down low, Whitehall kicks it back out. Luke Gale's going to put up the 3. Good. All right, should say. Yes, Grady Walker, and he's got 5 to lead all Mavericks. Llewellyn, far side wing, hounded there by Wiltbank. Top of the key, Hobson. Now on the near side, Luke Gale. Gale in a little bit of trouble now on the near side wing. Nice move by Ruffins to the basket. Nicely done. Good. Beautiful. Partially blocked. Back the other way come the Wildcats. Here's Llewellyn. One-handed pass to Whitehall. Back to Llewellyn. Moses Lake staying man-to-man. Luke Gale, nice fake, up and in with the left hand, good. Eastmont with this big lead. Here's Jackson West, down low to Snyder, back out West. He's gonna put up the shot for 3, good. He's dribbling and just gonna let it go, and it looks like this is gonna be your final score, folks. Eastmont, 71. And Moses Lake 40 will be our final. And Eastmont, the Wildcats, move on in the District 6 tournament and will host a game right here on Thursday night.
Okay, let's look ahead real quick, Coach, to Thursday night. Sunnyside looks like they were taking care of business against Eisenhower. You split with Sunnyside during the year in 2 pretty close games. You both won at home. What are you expecting out of another Sunnyside matchup?
You know, sometimes what makes a team really difficult to defend is that kind of team never gives up. And they take that shot clock a lot of times down to 10 seconds or below. And so they wear you out defensively. And we just got to find a way to dictate our tempo, and hopefully we can do that defensively.
So there you have it. It'll be the Grizzlies traveling up to take on Eastmont. We will have that game, by the way, for you on NCAA Live. Same deal as last night. It'll be on our Facebook stream at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. It'll be on a tape delay basis, a 1-hour tape delay basis on television at 7 o'clock tomorrow. So it's Eastmont and the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, by the way, eliminated Eisenhower, as you see there, 73-58. To the girls, West Valley just destroyed Sunnyside, 30-point victory for the Rams over the Grizzlies in girls basketball, 72-42. And Moses Lake in a slugfest beat Eisenhower 39-32. So Sunnyside and Eisenhower, their season comes to an end. Moses Lake will travel to West Valley in girls district basketball Friday at 6 o'clock. In the District 5 and 6 2A boys tournament, both the local teams, Ephrata and Ellensburg, they're done. Sela defeated Ephrata 59-55, and East Valley just snuck by the Bulldogs 60-59. So Sela and East Valley advance. They'll play Thursday at 6 o'clock. In the District 5 and 6 2A girls playoff schedule, Ellensburg, the Lady Bulldogs, 2-time state 2A champions. They haven't lost a basketball game in about 3 years. They'll try and keep that streak alive as they host Prosper for the district championship tonight at 7 o'clock. And the other game on the other side of the bracket is number 6 Ephrata and number 3 Sela at 6 o'clock tonight. The Wenatchee Wild are going to be in Kent taking on Seattle tonight. 7-5 is when they drop the puck. The Wenatchee Wild have 58 points. They're currently in 5th place in the Western Division. The T-Birds are in 11th place of the 12-team division. They'll drop the puck at 7:05. And real quick, congratulations to Matthew Kimmel. He was selected as the new head girls varsity soccer coach for Eastmont High School. He's been with the program since 2017. Former head coach out there in Quincy. Congratulations to Coach Kimmel, the new coach of the Eastmont girls soccer team. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At 28 minutes after the hour, it's not only Valentine's Day, it's also Ash Wednesday, which I can't remember the last time that happened. It's just the way it is. It's also National Organ Donor Day, which is always on Valentine's Day. Almost any part of your body can be donated. Now, a great deal of the time, who's kidding who? You got to be dead. But still, it's heart, kidneys, lungs, nerves, the pancreas. You can donate your liver, your intestines, your cornea, tendons, bones, nerves. It's almost all recyclable. There's a national computer system. Make sure everything's fair. It's on the up and up. It goes by urgency, tissue match, blood match, all that other kind of stuff. Even if you have it on your driver's license, organ donor, you want to let other people know about it because you just do. It's nice to have it on your driver's license. If you have to be dead to donate an organ, your overall health at the time of your demise will determine what organs or tissues can be donated. And most major religions are perfectly fine with organ donation. It is National Donor Day today. Every day, about 20 people die because they couldn't get the organ that they needed to keep them alive. It's the bottom of the hour. Today in history, gee, guess which state joined the Union on this date? Here's the state flag. Oregon. Oregon, it's their birthday today. Happy birthday, Oregon. 165 years old today. Oregon joined the Union, 33rd state on the state in 1859. The Beaver State. You can pump your own gas in Oregon. Finally, starting in August of last year, gas stations, if they want to, will let you pump your own gas. But here's an interesting thing. I found this out just a couple of weeks ago. A lot of gas stations still ain't doing it. They're not doing it. Self-service gasoline was banned. You couldn't pump your own gas in Oregon from 1951 until just August of last year. But most gas stations are still not offering it. Crater Lake, of course, is the deepest lake in the entire United States. It's 2,000 feet deep. That is pretty deep. Oregon has the only state flag that has two sides to it. That's the front of it. The back of it is a beaver, because it's the Beaver State. And the folks in Southern Oregon and Northern California are still trying to secede from the Union, so to speak. They've been trying to get out of the rest of Oregon since World War II. Southern Oregon, Northern California, they say we're not being represented. They want to be known as the state of Jefferson. It's gone nowhere. Happy birthday, Oregon. And happy birthday to Arizona. Of course, I just got back from 2 weeks down in Phoenix. Arizona is 112 years old today, with Arizona joining the Union on this date. In 1912, we became the 48 contiguous states. Thank you. By far my favorite state flag, though, the Arizona state flag. That's a good one. They put some serious thought into that. Good job, Arizona. Way to go. The Grand Canyon state. Of course, Arizona's population doubled in the immediate 10 years following World War II. From 1946 to 1956, the population doubled in Arizona. Why? Air conditioning. It became affordable. And everywhere. If you're going to live in Arizona, especially in the Maricopa County and right on down into Tucson, you better have air conditioners or you're not going to make it. In fact, 2/3 of the entire population of the state of Arizona. Arizona has about the same population as Washington State. The difference is 2/3 of the entire population of the state of Arizona live in metropolitan Phoenix. And Arizona revolutionized the fast food industry. The McDonald's in Sierra Vista, Arizona became the first McDonald's ever to put in a drive-through window. Back in 1975, there was an Army base nearby in Sierra Vista, Arizona, but the rules at the time were if you were in uniform but you were off base, you were not allowed to get out of your car in uniform. And the manager of the local McDonald's said this is silly, and so he just bumped out a little section of his McDonald's restaurant, put in a little sliding glass window, and the drive-through McDonald's restaurant was born so the soldiers could get their Big Macs without getting out of their car and violating regulations. There you go. Happy 112th birthday to Arizona. Great state flag. My favorite by far. 95 years ago today, 7 people, 6 of them, gangster rivals of Al Capone's gang, met their maker, the famous St. Valentine's Day Massacre in Chicago. 7 people shot by 4 other people. 2 of them were just dressed as plainclothes people, and the other 2 were dressed as police officers. They lined all 7 of them up against the wall, pulled out their Tommy submachine guns, and mowed them all down. And that's a kind of a hard crime to get away with, but Al Capone and his guys knew what they were doing. When it was all said and done, the 2 fake police officers dressed in uniforms escorted the other 2 gunmen out under gunpoint. We got them. Well, all 4 of them, of course, did it. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre. And happy birthday to the behemoth that is YouTube. 19 years ago today, Valentine's Day 2005, 3 college students by the name of Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Jawad Karim created YouTube. 3 college students, 19 years ago, created YouTube. Here is the very first YouTube video ever.
Alright, so here we are in front of the elephants. And the cool thing about these guys is that they have really long trunks. and that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say.
That was it. That was on this date in 2005. In November of 2006, a year and a half later, Google bought YouTube for $1.65 billion. Way to go, guys. That's called your return on investment. It's 35 minutes after the hour. We have a number of heavenly birthdays today. He was born Benjamin Klobluski. If you're going to get into showbiz as a comedian and a well-known and beloved entertainer, you don't go by Bernard Klobluski, you go by Jack Benny, born this date in 1894. Every once in a while I stumble across the old Jack Benny television program, and it's still funny. It's still funny. Jack Benny died in 1974 at the age of 39. 3 people born on the exact same day, exact contemporaries. Mel Allen, how about that? The longtime voice of the New York Yankees in radio and then television from 1939 to 1964. Then he came back again in the 70s, the legendary Mel Allen. And of course, I grew up with This Week in Baseball, hosted by Mel Allen, the legendary Mel Allen, born in this state in 1913. Wayne Woodrow Woody Hayes, born in this state in 1913. Head football coach of the Ohio State University from 1951 to 1978, won 5 national champions. That's pretty good. Woody Hayes, born in this state in 1913. Jimmy Hoffa, born in this date in 1913. We think he died in 1975 at the age of 62. He wasn't declared legally dead until 1982, and if he was still alive, he'd be, what, 111 or whatever. Jimmy Hoffa, president of the Teamsters Union, and I'm not going to comment on that. 2 living legends. Michael Bloomberg, the 7th richest person in the world. As of this morning, his net worth is about $100 billion. Of course, he's founded the Bloomberg Enterprises, made a lot of money. Now he's in the process of giving away all of his money. 3-term mayor of New York City. He ran first as a Republican, and then he ran again as a Republican. His 3rd term, he ran as an independent, and then, of course, 4 years ago, he ran for president as a Democrat. So he kind of went that direction. Michael Bloomberg is 82 years old today. Happy birthday to Drew Bledsoe, Northwest sports legend. He's 52. Walla Walla High School, Washington State University, of course, the famous Snow Bowl, the New England Patriots. He's in their Hall of Fame. He now owns a very successful boutique winery in Bend, Oregon, and Walla Walla, Washington. The great Drew Bledsoe is 52 years old today. I've met him a number of times, and his dad, cool guy, class act. Thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They know what they're doing. Special thanks to our gold sponsors, Pool to Spa Services. Go pay them a visit down there on Worthen Street, right across the street, pretty much from the Pybus Public Market, Pool to Spa Services, and our friends Prestige at Colonial Vista. Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. It's Winning Wednesday, a $50 gift card from the Crepe House at the Victorian Village, not far from where our studios are. $50. People are going bonkers for this restaurant because it's really good. Check them out. $50 gift card from the Crepe House if you enter winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com. Get in your email, folks. If you don't send him in your email, you can't win $50 worth of crepes. Mike McNaughty is next, and we're talking wild hockey with Austin Andrade. You're watching a Valentine's Day edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
The day after I met her, I called and asked her to go on a date with me, and we came to Abby's Pizza for our first date.
Eating it across from each other, I'll never forget it. This place is special.
It's barbecue chicken pizza season at Abby's Legendary Pizza, baby. Featuring our flavorful pizza sauce and a 3-cheese blend, layered with BBQ sauce, chicken, and onions. Order your hot and fresh feast now at abbys.com, a legendary pizza tradition.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can lift this up. Time warranty.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, I did an opinion piece here that was played on Wake Up Wenatchee, Dan Kuntz's show, that criticized ads for investment opportunities, and I mentioned that what I felt was the nonsense of running such an ad on the local radio station, KPQ. Now, Rosie, my wife, heard this, and she said, "Oh, you're going to get in trouble." And I said, "With who, KPQ?" I said, "What's KPQ going to do? They're going to send Dave Bernstein to come beat me up?" Hey, Rosie laughed, and I laughed, and that was the end of it. Well, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion. I mean, I think that's the end of it. You don't think they'll really do that, do you?
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Around here, Jack Frost nips more than just your nose. That's why people here drive Honda. Dependable all-wheel drive with traction control, with heated steering wheel and seats to keep Jack Frost off your seat, which will make it very happy. And since it's no fun to fill up in this weather, isn't it cool that Honda is known for legendary fuel efficiency? Great deals are here now, and so is Mr. Frost. So see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
How do you think like an entrepreneur?
I have had it in mind starting my own business. This is all really good to know right now. I'm currently making a vision board. I am talking about my well-being, my personal finances, and habits that I would like to work on and to improve myself to be a better entrepreneur.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Every Wednesday, we take a little time out to visit with Austin Drade, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. He and I have been strangers. Of course, I was on vacation, and the Wild themselves only had a few home games over the last couple of weeks. Just to recap, since I saw you last, back on Sunday, we beat, at the time, first place Prince George in a shootout back on January 28th. That was pretty cool. And, well, that was back on January 28th, and it's been a bit of a dry spell, Austin. We lost to Kamloops 4-1, lost to Everett 6-1, lost to Tri-City a week ago 4-1. Last Friday we lost to Everett 6-2, lost to Vancouver 7-2. So we're having a hard time putting the puck in the back of the net. One goal, 2-2. That's not going to get the job done.
It's been tough sledding for the offense here the last few games. We're getting good production from the top line. We need a little bit more from the second line. We've gotten some from the second line the last couple of games. We need that third and fourth line to come through for us here, too.
We beat Prince George, who, again, at the time was in first place. They've slipped to second place. Vancouver has taken over first place in the Western Conference. A nice little shootout in overtime against a very good team. Did we lose some legs with all of that? I mean, you would think that would springboard the team to a 5-game winning streak, not a 5-game losing streak.
It's hard to tell exactly what it's been. Coming out of January, you win, you go 4-4-1, basically a 500 group with the new look group after the trades at the beginning of the month. So it's not like something happened. It's not like something changed. You talk about the Kamloops game that we lost 4-1. Just some weird bounces in that game, and it's been tough to kind of figure out exactly when things changed. When if there was a switch that flipped somewhere, where would that have been?
And again, it's the nature of the game with all of the. I mean, there's a seriously large amount of hockey that this team plays, all the way from training camp back in late summer to hopefully deep into spring. It's these things happen. Every team in the league, regardless of how good or bad they are going to have bumps in the road. This just happens to be ours.
This is definitely one of the bumps in the road for us. 68-game season. Things can change pretty quickly. You have another game like we did against Prince George where things are clicking. The guys kind of come together and find a way to win against a good team. And that's kind of the nature of the sport. You have one of those games, and suddenly, like you said, you rattle it off into 5 in a row on the right side.
And yet, despite all of that we just talked about, we haven't really dropped that much in the standings. There's some other teams that are kind of struggling as well. We're kind of pretty much where we were not long ago.
There's a good amount of separation in the standings right now. Things have pretty well shaken themselves out over the last month or so. You got the 3 front runners in the conference right now in Prince George and Everett and Portland, and then you've got us and Victoria in the middle of the playoff picture. A little bit of separation. We and Victoria are trying to find some points to keep that separation going against teams like Kelowna and Seattle, Spokane, Tri-City, Vancouver, the teams that we've been playing here of late. They're trying to find some traction to get back toward the middle of the standings and see if they can make a play for 4th or 5th in the conference right now. But there's been enough separation that it's taking a little bit of time for everybody to try to make the moves that they're wanting to make, and there's not a lot of time left in the season to do it.
Not quite panic time, but it should be nice to beat Seattle tonight here. I mean, they're at Seattle, I should say. They're at the show where it's the Seattle Thunderbirds. They play in Kent. Don't ask. It's a long story. So you're going to be over to the Emerald City tonight to take on the Thunderbirds. Quick scouting report on what we know about these guys after so many games.
Seattle obviously isn't as deep a team as they were a year ago, but still some really good talent on the front line, and goaltending has been excellent. I'm sure we'll see Scott Ratzlaff tonight. He's given them a good run against us each time that he's been out there. And Seattle's a tough place to play. It's a tough crowd to play in front of, so I know they're going to give us their best game tonight, especially after the rough ride that they took against us the last time we were down there. Probably adds a little extra motivation, and we need to be ready to counter that.
Motivation? How about the Silver Tips? Getting sick and tired of these jerks. Everett's kind of owned us. We lost to Everett 6-1 and 6-2 during this current losing streak, but we got Everett here Friday night
for Hockey Fights Cancer. What do you say we beat these guys? Get them off our throat a little bit.
It's a win that we need to get, not only with the big crowd coming in and get back on home ice and pick up a couple of points in front of a really good fan base here, but they've had our number on the power play lately, and we need to stay out of the box. We need to take care of things when we do go down a man and find a way to beat a deep team. It's thrown some good goaltending at us here too. The scoring that they've got, the goaltending that they've got, it's a combination that'll take them a long way here in April and May. We got to find a way to take a couple points from them this week.
When we talk about Everett, it's a team that's beat us pretty good again the last couple of weeks since we started playing the Silvertips. Do teams in the league kind of trying to take advantage of, okay, we got Wenatchee, they're on a 5-game losing streak. Hopefully that'll be over by the time they play on Friday. Do they kind of try to make the team maybe a little chippy, try to get them out of their game because Wenatchee might be a little frustrated? Or is that something that plays into the psychology of hockey?
Probably in some cases. I don't know how much it'll play into a matchup like this one. I think for the most part you'll see it played straight down the middle, but depending on the opponent, depending on the coaches and whatever gets the job done and gets the guys in the right mindset to pick up a win. I'm sure sometimes that happens. I don't think we'll see that here, though.
As you can tell, the Wild are practicing behind us as they're getting ready again for Seattle tonight, and then Everett on Friday for Hockey Fights Cancer. You spend a lot of time around this team, much more than I do. What do you give a sense right now? The guys are saying, we're okay, we'll be fine. How's morale, I guess, is the best way to put it?
You know, the guys were on the bus on Saturday on the way up to Vancouver. I didn't detect a whole lot of down as far as morale goes. We were down a few guys for the game on Saturday, just some guys that are a little bit banged up. We were out with Hauser and Prasovsky, and Ashton Brown was out too. So that may not have helped the game on Saturday, but I think there are some things that the guys know are correctable, that can be taken care of. Turnovers that are happening at inopportune times. I call them the A to B plays, where you got a great setup, maybe a play to the back door, and there just isn't anyone there to take the pass and let fly with a shot. So are the guys on the same wavelength at the same time when they're out on the ice? Some of those things are very correctable. We need more guys in front of the net right now when the other team comes down the ice. We've had a lot of one-timers or tip plays right in front of the net, so we need more guys in front when we're going the other way. Those are easily things that the guys can take care of, that I know they're working on in practice. Some of them, it's just the weird bounces, and you got goaltending that has come up strong time and time again the last couple of weeks. I mean, we mentioned the Tri-City game with Lucas Mateka with 53 saves, and I know the phrase is standing on your head in net. I think he made at least one save literally standing on his head in front of the net. So those are things you're just going to run into during the course of the season, and I think these guys know that. They know that a turn in the tide is just one game away. It could easily turn into 3 or 4 going in the right direction after.
And of course, a big crowd Friday night goes a long way. We've talked about this. Players pick up on the vibe, Austin, that when they're here and people are not sitting on their hands, they're into the game, they got the bells going and they're yelling and screaming. The players pick up on a vibe of a good crowd with a good buzz like we hope to have Friday night. Players pick up on that.
Absolutely. The guys know when the crowd is behind them, and it pumps them up, but it also motivates them to, hey, we got a lot of people here that want to see us succeed. Let's go take care of things and put on a good show for them.
Again, it is at Seattle tonight, and then here on Friday night with Hockey Fights Cancer with the Everett Silvertips in town. Forgot about this last week or 2 weeks ago. The Austin Andrade Chico's Bail Bonds Player of the Week, one of the most coveted awards any player can get on the roster. This week goes to...
Well, it's probably gone to Evan Freese in the last couple of weeks. 13-game point streak. It's our second longest of the year, and he's gotten goals in 5 straight games, plus a shootout winner that doesn't count toward the total in that game against Prince George. So even when we haven't been picking up wins, he's been scoring for us.
Good to see you, my friend. I'm glad I'm back from vacation. Go Wild. I go on vacation. They lose 5 in a row. I'm back. We're going to win 5 in a row. And I see you next Wednesday?
Sounds good. I'm going to hold you to that 5 in a row.
You got it, my friend. I'll suit up if need be. I think I have a cup somewhere. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Valentine's Wenatchee Valley, Collins Fashions is your one-stop shop for Valentine's gifts. Beautifully designed Brighton jewelry and handbags, new heart necklaces and earrings, and red sparkly earrings and charms too. Collins has started their great winter sale with sweaters, jackets, tops, boots, all at 50% off. We have new spring merchandise from French dressing, tribal, etc. And traveling to a warm climate, we have Jam's World, Tommy Bahama, David Klein are perfect for your trip. All at Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee.
Check out ClubCrowCashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Localtel cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting localtel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
All right, time to put a little ribbon on this Winning Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is Winning Wednesday. One of the most popular prizes we've had in quite some time is up for grabs again today. A $50 gift card from the Crepe House. It's in the Victorian Village on the south end of town off of Mission. They have a drive-through window because of their location. That's a nice thing to have. You can go online and order your crepes in advance and pick them up, or you can give them a call. They have a gazillion different kinds of crepes to choose from, or you can have them build a crepe to your own desires. And ironically enough, they're open 6 days a week. The only day of the week that they're not open is Wednesday. But it's still great food, and people are going nuts for this place, and who doesn't love a good crepe, right? Winner at ncwlife.com is the email address. That's the only way you can enter, via email. You send me an email, winner at ncwlife.com, one entry per email address. If you have more than one email address, you can enter more than once. You just can't enter over and 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 over again on the same email address. We keep track of these things. Employees of local telecommunications solely on broadcasting and their media families are not eligible. Sorry, KC will do the drawing a little bit later on today. 36 degrees still. We're pretty much at our afternoon high right now because there's some cool air coming down from Canada. Not particularly moist air, but cool air, and we're going to see our temperatures drop down pretty good. First thing we want to talk about is snow. It's a possibility, an inch maybe here in the big city, half an inch overnight tonight, another additional half an inch early tomorrow morning. Could be a little dicey on the Thursday morning commute. We shall see. Passes are going to get a little bit of snow. Most of us to the north of us are going to be devoid of the upcoming snow, and it's not going to have a great deal of impact anyway. But to the north of us, they're going to be dealing with some pretty blustery winds up in the Okanagan Valley and also out of the Columbia Basin. As this ridge begins to slide down from British Columbia, it is almost here, as a matter of fact. And so if you live in those areas that you see on the map there, going to be a little breezy later on today as the system comes through with that Canadian air. It's Canadian air. Does that mean they use the metric system? I don't know. Heads up on that. From the National Weather Service, 37 our forecast high today, and we're at 36 right now, so we're about it. 30 for the overnight low tonight. Chance of snow tonight about 40%. Chance of snow tomorrow morning early about 50%, and we're not going to get real warm. That 34-degree high temperature you see for Thursday is our normal overnight low. It's going to be a little chilly, and then whoop, up we go to 37, to 41, to 44 with a little bit of rain on Sunday. And that's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.